So how's your new car?
It's good.
Does it smell like a new car?
It smells like your girlfriend. Oh.
I'll have one, so.
You done embarrassed yourself, Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dicey D20. My name is Noah, Dungeon Master, and I am joined here by our players. We have the Dragonborn Bright Lord, Rogar Ragnak. How's it going, Rogar?
Going good. What's good in the hood?
Okay, and moving right along from the hoods, just infested with Dragonborn scum, we have our Planeswalker extraordinaire. It is Tyson, okay?
Time to clean up these streets. Get rid of this garbage.
Yeah, just clean up the streets with a bunch of fire, right? Not like anyone we know about.
Yes, cleanse it in fire.
And last but not least, we are joined by somewhat of an onlooker to this episode. A little bit of a voice of reason, perhaps. We have Ragnarok, the Warforged, aka Gregory. So, nice to have you, Peter.
Glad to be here.
Good stuff. All right.
Do you like being a watcher?
He's a peeping Tom.
Oh, yeah. I love watching.
Okay. Moving along from sexual preferences and turn-ons, we are going to be getting right back where we left off. Would anyone like to give us a nice little recap of where we left off from?
Okay, well, we met this tiger guy, and he said, hey, you guys need to find me the eggs that you owe me.
Nice.
And Diablo was like, I already had one, buddy. And then he made us do it. So we're on a quest to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went and found a boat captain to take us to the island.
Nice.
Where the eggs are supposedly kept.
Okay.
We chose Ari the Gambler and his ship because he was cheaper and he seems catchier, and Dabbledob liked that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's the ship captain, okay.
God, your notes just must be a dyslexic mess. Greg's half writes things down, and then later on just like nods along when people are explaining, and then subtly writes, it fills in the blanks. Ari the Gambler. The ship captain. Ah, yes, I understand. He writes.
After that, we went on a shopping spree, bought some new stuff.
Yep.
And we were left off with the robot and his little sex toy, aka Dabbledob and Gregory. They ran off.
Apt description.
Yeah, the best description for sure. The robot and his sex toy.
I said sex boy, but...
Oh, good.
That's weird.
And the explicit mark.
It's more like a blow-up doll.
Right there. Yeah, so last we left off, ladies and gentlemen, we had Tyson McKay, Rogar Ragnak, Gale Mazanthrov. We also had Gregory the Warforged and Dabbledob Dobbit, all together with Amara, the blue-haired woman, who is kind of the right hand, or maybe the left hand, of the Rakshasa, who you guys have taken a contract for. Now, Gregory and Dabbledob kind of ran off on their own, and didn't really so much as wave goodbye to you guys and kind of left you there, off on their own 3-day adventure. Tyson and Rogar, where you find yourselves now, you're standing with Amara and what used to be a full circle of people, but is now actually just half, as Gregory, Dabbledob, but also Fievel are missing.
Where's Fievel?
He's a small mouse. You're kind of a taller human boy, and Rogar is massive as well. He just kind of darted away.
I crouch down and try and find him in between people's legs.
Roll me a d20.
That would be a 7.
Okay. So
nice.
Looking, in between people's legs, kind of on all fours, rummaging around looking for Fievel. Unfortunately, you do not spot him, not so much as a whisker, nor the flick of a mousy tail.
I grab Rogar and I shake him.
Okay.
I say, hey, did you eat him?
Player-on-player interaction. I'm going to let this roll.
They what?
Yeah, well...
Said no, I don't know where that little rat went. He's always scurrying off.
Alright,
Okay,
that was
so
the end of
Amara's
my
just
search.
looking at you two kind of weird, because, facing you're shaking Rogar and asking if he's eaten Fievel. She's just kind of looking at the two of you. I'm going to let you guys continue to roll with this interaction.
Yeah, I say, well, that's all the searching I wanted to do for that guy. I turn to Amara and I... Is it Amara or Mara?
Amara. A-M-A-R-A.
And I say, What are you gonna do for 3 days?
Rogar. Oh!
-2 experience.
Make it so that he says in real life.
So Amara looks to you and she says, I have important matters to attend to here.
Like, literally right here.
Minus another change experience. She looks at you with an eyebrow raised and she says, no, not literally right here, Rogar.
What do you want us to do for 3 days?
Yeah, you're just losing points like mad right now, my dude.
I look at Rogar and I say, well, you know, the parents will leave, but the kids will play, or something like that. I don't know if we're the parents or the kids, so let's go do something.
Okay, so you say that to Rogar. I mean, what would you guys like to do? You're more than welcome to discuss it amongst yourselves. Kind of give us a little bit of insight into what you're feeling like doing.
Gotta make a couple bucks, you know?
Ask him what he has in mind for making money.
You guys have talked to other people before, right?
Yeah, take a few seconds and sort yourselves out, and then, have a conversation about what it is that you guys want to do.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's any bounties?
You're in the middle of a crowded
people?
street. There will be no bounties posted in the midst of this crowded street. If you're looking for bounties or things to do, you can definitely check out the city square, where there is a pin board of important contracts to be carried out, or help that's needed, or wanted posters and flyers.
Or counter argument, we go down to the dock and we sink some ships.
How is that going to get us money?
Okay, 2 equally valid plans. Let's hash out the details on this. I want to hear valid arguments from both of you as to why you think that your plan is the best. Go.
Bounties, money, sinking ships, no money.
Point right.
Bounties, a lot of work. Sinking ships,
more work.
Pretty easy. And then people will help pay us to get their items from the bottom of the ocean floor.
So you're creating the demand for your supply. I like it.
Right? We're like Apple.
Okay. I'm not sure you're anything like Apple. So what would you guys like to do? Is it the sinking ships plan, or is it the going to the bounty board?
I'm going to go to the bounties.
Okay. Good stuff.
Rogar, stop.
Gentlemen,
Stop
you are walking along the streets of Malvista. Sorry, Tyson, are you following or no?
Yes.
I mean, it's up to you, my friend. You can do whatever you want.
I chase that tail.
All right, you're chasing tail, my friend. Rogar, you are heading towards the city square of Malvista, and Tyson McKay is trailing behind you. I'm going to need someone to roll me a d12, please. Preferably Tyson, I think, because you're behind.
Yeah, do it, Tyson.
A 5?
Okay, not looking so good. Tyson McKay, trailing so far behind Rogar, so close to him, not really seeing where you're going. You accidentally step in a pile of dung, which is on the street. Rogar overstepped it, but you were so focused on his tail, you just didn't even notice, and your boot's kind of stanky now.
Can I quickly catch up to Rogar?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, after taking a few seconds to look at your boot, you run back up to Rogar.
Can I sneakily wipe my boot on his tail?
Can I get a stealth check, please?
That's a nat 20.
Okay, with the stealth of a cat, a black cat, at midnight, moonless sky, or heavy cloud cover, I suppose, you wipe your boot on Rogar's back of his calf. He does not notice.
And then I walk up beside him.
Alright, and you're walking beside him now. So you guys are both walking on your way towards the city square. The streets of Malvista are packed. Many people in the street, many vendors selling their wares. And the tolls of bells down at the docks mark ships coming in and ships heading out. As you guys make it to the town square, you notice a group of performers. Some of them doing, entertainment acts like juggling, others fire breathing. And you make your way towards the notice board.
Fire breathing, you say?
Correct, fire breathing.
Do you think I could do a better performance than Dabble Dab will do?
Magic.
I'm not sure. Do you have a fire breathing potion or ability?
I don't. As we walk by, I go, I bet you're the best fire breather in town.
Okay, so the guy bows at your words and seems, very appreciative of your kind comment.
Are you lying though, Josh?
Yeah, little does he know Dowd was going to wipe the floor with him in like a day or two. I don't know how long.
So you don't even know that he does that yet.
All right. So you guys walking through the town square have made it to the near proximity of the notice board. Would you like to head towards it, or would you like to go interact with other kinds of people? It's up to you.
Are there any mysterious-looking characters in the square?
Roll me a d20. Perception.
11.
Yeah, there's a big hulking dragonborn guy that's right beside you.
Smells like shit.
Smells like absolute shit. Plus 100 experience points. Okay. Yeah, looking around the town square, there's certainly shifty people in and around Malvista. I mean, it's a city of low moral standards, certainly in the lower quarters of this once great city-state. In terms of actual mysterious characters, yeah, it seems like there's a group of gentlemen kind of hanging out behind the large stage where the performers are performing. They are all kind of wearing shrouded cloaks, and they're all sitting on what looks to be like mini keg-sized barrels, all around a larger wooden table of sorts.
Rogar, what do you think those guys are doing? And I point over to the clouded, or the shrouded. What do you call them? Cloaks?
Shrouded. Yeah, like they're just shrouded in cloaks.
They're covered in cloud. Those clouded people.
I don't know. Seems like they're doing something suspicious with those cloaks on.
If I know my Rogar, he doesn't let anything suspicious go on under his watch.
Oh, good. So you're both town guardsmen now. This is, you can get paid for being a town guard. You don't have to do it for free.
That's what we did. Be town guard.
Here's my application. I'm part of the Knights of the New Moon, okay?
Here's my application. I'm an orphan.
You guys are joking, but I mean, you can apply to be guards if you want to.
That's a riveting 3 days right there.
Want to do it? Basically what you are now, you knight.
No. Yeah, well, I could just go there and find a dope mission instead of being a town guard for 3
Why
days.
did we come here then? Why are we going to the new moon?
Well, we'll see what bounties there are. It might be a cool bounty.
Oh, you're in it for the money now. I like this.
Well, I do owe you 50 G's, so...
You owe 50 cow?
I'm glad he remembered.
That spear, oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's quite a hefty debt to be owing to possibly the most maniacal character on this podcast.
Okay, I got the dope armor and the dope spear, so we're set.
Well, be sure to make your payments on time, otherwise repossessions suck. Okay, so as you guys are staring inquisitively at the men in cloaks, Rogar, you feel a tug at your cape, which is kind of billowing off your back of your armor. You feel a little tug.
Who's down there?
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So you turn and say, "Who's down there?" It is a squire or a page boy. So a small boy in service of the Knights of the New Moon. You can tell by the banner and the tiny pendant, which is pinned to his chest. He looks at you and he says, "Are you Rogar Ragnak?"
No, I am.
Roll me a fucking deception.
That would be a 11. 11.
Jesus Christ. The boy looks very confused and then begins to turn towards Tyson McKay. He says, "Sorry, my apologies, sir."
Don't let it happen again.
Okay, so he says, "I'm very sorry. I was told to give this to you and to ask you to come up to the Knights of the New Moon headquarters here, sir."
Very well. Can my errand boy come with me?
So he looks towards actual Rogar Ragnak and he says, "I suppose so."
All right. Lead the way, boy.
Gonna have to clean that shit off his leg, though.
Plus 100 experience points. Alright, so you guys are heading up into the upper tiers of Malvista. I'm very confused, Rogar, as to why you've remained silent on the fact that you're now his servant and not yourself.
I just want to see what happens.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's wise. Okay.
I'm going to successfully ruin Rogar's reputation with the Knights of the New Moon in 20 minutes.
So you guys head up through the winding streets of Malvista along the cobblestone paths into much nicer territory. The mid-range is full of more boutiques and shops and actually nicer residences and lodgings. As you move to the very top or the upper tier of Malvista, the peaks of its towers almost penetrating the cloud cover, you guys find yourself in front of a very large cathedral, the Cathedral of the Knights of the New Moon. Potentially one of the first of their order, and the small page boy raps on the knocker, which is on these large wooden ornamental doors. few moments pass before the large door creaks and swings open, and a Knight of the New Moon, who is kind of dressed in a lighter armor, not super heavy knight's armor that Rogar is dressed in, opens the large door and then looks to you, both of you, and the small boy, and says, "You may come in, you're expected."
Perfect.
Okay, so Tyson McKay, what would you like to do?
I hold my arm out and I walk up in front of Rogar and follow that guy's lead.
Okay, everyone is, I guess, filtering inside. Rogar, are you going in?
No, I'll just stay outside. No, I'll go in.
Okay, so you are going inside?
Yeah.
So as you all head inside, the door swings shut, and then the page boy makes his way off into the left, down a different hallway. The man's nose seems to scrunch up as he looks over both of you, and he says, "My God, what is that smell?"
Oops.
Dragonborns, when they're left in the sun too long, they start to smell.
So the guy does a perception check. Yeah, and with a nat 20, expertly spots the large smear of shit on the back of Rogar Ragnar's leg. He looks and he says, "My God, how did it get all the way up your thigh?"
I say, what are you talking about?
Rogar, I guess now's as good a time as any. I'm imagining you're now looking at the back of your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's shit all over it, Rogar.
Ask him if he has a moist towelette I can wipe it off with.
Yeah, the man looks to you and then kind of with a scrunched up nose still, a little bit of disbelief on his face as you are wearing the colors and the armor of the Knights of the New Moon.
Somebody wipe shit on.
He says, "Please stay here, don't track it about," and he leaves for a moment, walking down the very large cathedral hallway, which has pews and benches along either side, large stained glass at the opposite side of you guys. And the man returns within about 4 or 5 minutes with some kind of like ragged linens, that obviously are trash.
Wow, I asked for moist towelettes and this is what I get.
Yeah, you're a servant at this point, not an actual Knight of the New Moon in this guy's eyes, so I'd hold your tongue, Rogar. Anyways, he hands them to you, and you're more than welcome to clean yourself.
Yeah, I'll clean the poo off of me.
Okay, fantastic. So you're now clean. What are you doing with the towels?
Is there somewhere I can dispose them? I asked the man.
So he looks at you and he says, "Just leave them there. I'll deal with it later."
Alright. I'll just leave them in the corner somewhere.
I shake my head in disgust.
Yeah, alright.
You did this. You did it.
So the man looks to both of you and he says, "Now that you're presentable, are you ready to see the commander here in Malvista?"
Born ready.
I nod my head.
Hey, the Rogar has met Commander Livingston.
Yeah, he handed off that letter.
Scroll. That's why I'm going to let you introduce yourself as me.
Okay. The man leads you down the narrow hallways past the large open expanse of the pews in the inner part of the church, and then down narrow hallways towards a door which is closed at the very end. This long hallway has a very similar feel to the one that's in Ryberry, where there are portraits and pictures, paintings of various commanders of the Knights of the New Moon. As you make it to the very end, the man raps on the wooden door and waits until he hears an old voice say, "You may come in."
I enter.
The Knight of the New Moon, having opened the door, are you entering before him, or are you letting him go in first?
Yeah, let him go in first.
Good stuff. So he heads inside, putting his hand over his chest and bowing slightly. He says, "Sir, this is Rogar Ragnak and his servant."
I come in and I bow. I do that thing he does.
So you go in and bow, and then Commander Livingston looks between the two of you and he says, "Well, it's good to see you again, Rogar." But he's very clearly talking to Rogar Ragnak.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the old man looks over to Tyson McKay and says, "I don't understand the meaning of this. Who are you?"
My name is Rogar.
Okay, roll me a deception check.
10?
Commander Livingston's a pretty smart dude, yeah, and looks to you and is very clearly not convinced. He says, "Enough of this foolishness. I have important business to attend to."
I push Tyson out of the side and I say, "This is my servant."
Okay, roll me another deception check. He is not your servant.
15?
I mean, okay, so Commander Livingston looks to you and says, you should do a better job of keeping your servants in line, Rogar.
You're right, I apologize for that.
Because I don't smell like shit.
Okay, so Commander Livingston stands, a little weakly at first, you know, it takes a lot of energy for him to get up, but as he does so, he says, Rogar, I have a very important task for you.
And that task is?
Rogar, you've been called upon in an hour of need, and a moment to gain a more central role in the Order. Once a night, a member of the Brotherhood may take on an initiate, a newcomer to it. Train the individual and teach them our ways. Show them what being a knight is all about.
I peek out from behind Rogar and I say, you already got one.
So Livingston kind of peers around and looks at you and he says, I think not.
How dare you?
Okay, so Livingston looks to you and he says, you would be hardly a good choice for the Knights of the New Moon with an attitude like yours.
I've saved more cities than probably that guy over there, and I point to the guy that let us in.
Okay, so he disregards the comment and he says, Rogar Ragnak, you can't be serious. This isn't your initiate.
He's just an old friend.
Oh. Well, old friends are not welcome within the Order, especially when we're speaking of private business.
Yeah, I asked Tyson to leave the room then.
No! I won't do it!
Okay, so Tyson screams that he won't do it, I guess. Livingston then looks towards the man who brought you guys in, and he kind of nods curtly. The man then steps away from the wall, and putting his hand on a blade, he pulls it just like a few inches out of its sheath. He says, you need to leave, sir.
Or else.
Yeah, he doesn't say or else, but I mean it's implied.
Please pull that away from me.
Okay, so the man begins to approach towards you, Tyson McKay. He's no more than a few feet from you. When he reaches his other hand out, put it on the kind of the scruff of your neck, like the cloth at your back.
I duck.
Okay, it's going to be a dex check for you, and a dex check for him. Got to beat a 15.
I did. I got a 17.
Okay, so you duck out of the way, and the man is unable to grab you. So instead, he pulls out his sword from his sheath, pointing it towards you. He says, I'm asking you to leave.
I run out the door.
Okay, so you run out the door and down the hallway.
I try and bar the door behind me.
The door's locked from the inside, not the outside.
Shit. This isn't going well. Okay, I just keep running.
Okay, so are you running out of the Knights of the New Moon?
No.
Yeah, of course. Why would you run outside and make this easy? Alright, so where would you like to go, Tyson? Do you have anywhere in mind?
You said that boy went down a different corridor?
Correct.
I'll go down that corridor.
Okay, as soon as you leave the room, the man stops chasing you. He kind of looks at you running down the hallway and then returns inside to continue being a part of this meeting. Sheathing his sword and closing the door, locking it this time behind him, Rogar Ragnak, you find yourself in the room, now in much more comfortable, setting without Tyson McKay. Tyson McKay, we're going to get back to you later, running through the halls of the Knights of the Moon headquarters.
I'm preparing my spell list.
Fantastic. So Rogar, you were speaking with Livingston about showing a new initiate what being a knight is all about. He looks to you and he says, you have shown promise thus far as Wolfhelm has informed me. I think taking on an initiate at this point would be a good thing for you, Rogar. Surround yourself with some really good, strong characters. Not like that servant or not servant man. Scoundrel. That scoundrel, that would be a good word. Not like that scoundrel.
I nod my head and I say, how many initiates are waiting to follow my command?
For one so new to our order, I would suggest no more than one. But once you have gained much more reputation and rank, taking on 2 or more initiates is not unheard of, especially to carry out greater and greater tasks.
Yeah.
You will be accompanied down into the training rooms below. You will pick an initiate out of our most recent group, those who have successfully passed the first stage in their training.
I nod my head and I tell him to lead the way to the initiate.
So he looks to you and he says, before you go, Rogar, I must tell you what it is that you'll need this initiate for.
Yeah, okay.
You see, this hour of need I was speaking of, there is a small town, Traverse, small logging town, which supplies timber to Malvista. There have been reports coming out of Traverse that small children, over a dozen, have gone missing over the past month. The town's mayor and the town's guardsmen are at a loss, don't know what to do. Any attempt to figure out the cause of this has left those in nothing but a tizzy. They don't know what to make of it, and so they've asked the Knights of the New Moon to intervene.
Ask them if they have any leads on, what it would be.
You'll be the first of the order to go visit the town, so unfortunately I have nothing for you. But they say that the children are tucked into bed and go missing sometime through the night.
Alright, I ask them to lead the way to the initiates, and we'll continue talking about the mission later on.
Okay, so Livingston comes over to you and grasps your forearm, doing that bro handshake with you. And then you are led out of the room by the Knights of the New Moon Guard, who is there. So, as you leave the room, Livingston kind of says faintly, "Good luck, Rogar."
I nod my head and I leave the room.
Alright. So, the Knight of the New Moon Guard takes you down the hallway and out of the left side of the main cathedral, where the pews are. Down a left-way corridor, there's a spiral staircase heading down in the stone, and you find yourself in a large expanse underneath the church. There are many different members of the Knights of the New Moon who are undergoing training, some of them training archery, others training different forms of pole arms and spears, in addition to sword-to-sword and hand-to-hand combat. As you arrive, one of the Knights of the New Moon says, "Attention!" And all of the men and women stand at attention as you and the guardsmen walk in. Alright, picking up with Tyson McKay. Tyson, last we left you, you were running through the halls of the Knights of the New Moon headquarters.
As I like to do.
Is there anything you're looking for in particular? There are multiple doors on the left, and 2 doors. There are multiple doors on the left, 2 doors on the right, and then you're into the big main hall of the cathedral. Are you?
I'm looking for that squire boy.
Okay. So you head out into the main hall of the cathedral. He is currently not there, though there are 2 main archways heading out of the right. Your right now would have been the left as you walked in. And then there's 1 main archway heading left.
Go left.
Okay. So down to your left, you follow a narrow corridor, which eventually turns into a spiral staircase heading downwards. What would you like to do?
Can only be good. Let's go down.
Okay, so you head down the spiral staircase. You find yourself in an open expanse, a training area of Knights of the New Moon, training various forms of combat. As you come down, a few that are nearest to the spiral staircase look at you quizzically. The others, obviously, focus on their training, do not look at you at all.
I look at closest one to me that's not doing anything.
There were 2 that were practicing grappling. A large, strong man, nearly 6'5", 6.5 feet tall, almost, wrestling with a shorter, squatter man who's, got broad shoulders, still in very good shape, but, is like getting around 5'10", 5'11". They're both now staring right at you. You don't look like a Knight of the New Moon.
Do they have, equipment on that would set them apart?
Knights of the New Moon, or these 2 guys?
Like these training guys or whatever.
These training guys are actually just in half cloth. They're bare-chested, practicing wrestling.
Okay.
Hey.
I asked them if they know where any armor would be.
So they both look to each other and then look at you and they say, "Who are you?"
I'm a new initiate here. I'm looking to get suited up so I can start practicing.
Roll me a deception check. You're not doing that.
That's a 16.
So the one shorter man seems to believe you wholeheartedly, but the large, taller one does not. He looks at you for an extended period of time, just 2 to 3 seconds, before what looks like a drill sergeant, or at least a leader of some sort, walks over to you. The man has 2 swords strapped to his right side, one larger broadsword and then a short sword. He is wearing full mail. As he walks up to you, he looks you up and down and says, "This area is for knights only."
Yes, I'm a knight in training.
So he looks to you and he says, "Odd, I haven't received any such news of new initiates."
Oren sent me from Ryberry. That's a 14?
I certainly would have known about that. You better start coming clean and telling me why you're actually here.
It's true, sir. I just got here this morning.
I mean, a deception check.
Come on, baby. Yes, okay, that's 18. 18.
So he looks to you and he says, produce your scroll. Show me who you really are.
I gave my scroll to one of the men as I came in this morning.
That's not protocol. You should always have your scroll on you at all times.
It's a scroll.
New initiates of the Knights of the New Moon carry a scroll. It's an endorsement from whoever recruited them, saying that they have rights to be there.
I say my apologies, sir. I don't usually carry it on me when I'm going to train.
So he looks you up and down one last time before he says, okay, so what are your skill sets? What are you here to train?
Well, I'm good in hand-to-hand combat and pretty good at range weapons.
Well, let's start with hand-to-hand, as is the first thing you mentioned. He looks over and he says, Parker, you'll be sparring with this gentleman now.
Okay, I quietly cast stone skin on myself.
Okay, there's going to be a physical change to the look of your skin by doing that. I hope you understand.
He asked for your skill set. You should have said running away from the battle to a different place.
I'm really good at running from every single fight.
Really good at disappearing.
Yeah.
No, so what it does is it just turns your skin as hard as stone. It doesn't actually, make it look different.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean...
What a lame spell. No visuals?
No visuals on that? I would imagine that there is. I mean, we'll let it slide this time, Tyson. Okay, you're going to cast stone skin on yourself.
Hey.
The large man, Parker, 6.5 feet tall, squares off with you, and the commander of this little troop is watching, as well as the other man, the shorter, squatter one, who is currently sparring with him. So you've gathered a little bit of an audience. The man in charge says, well, let's see what you can do.
Alright, I square up.
Okay, you square up. This is wrestling, so typically it doesn't come to blows. It's more grappling to see who can gain the upper hand.
Uh-oh.
Well, if he throws me down, it won't hurt as much.
Okay. So you guys start off, and Parker begins to circle you, trying to get the edge on you.
I circle as well.
Okay.
Waiting for his first move in anticipation.
I'm gonna have you roll initiative here.
I have a 16.
So Parker has a nat 20 on his initiative. So, darting very quickly towards you, he lunges towards your legs, trying to knock them out from underneath you. Which he absolutely does. I'm going to need your strength check to ensure that you don't get grappled and toppled over, Tyson McKay. I need something that beats a 14.
It is a 14?
Okay, so you match it. So now Parker's, got his arms around your legs, trying to destabilize you and push you to the ground. But you've kind of got the upper hand now, right? So it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
I use his weight to force him onto the ground, turn and force him onto the ground.
Nice. Roll me D20. This will be a strength check. 14.
Yes. 18.
Okay, so Parker's got 21. You're unable to move the large amount of mass that this man has accumulated over the X number of years of his life. And it is now his turn. So he's going to try and stand, still hanging onto your legs, so flipping you onto your back on the ground.
Oh, God.
I'm going to need a strength check out of you. Jesus Christ. 21.
That's a 12.
Okay, so he does so. So standing with your legs on either side of his head, he stands and flips you onto your back, and you slam onto the ground. Roll me D20. Let's see if it knocks the wind out of you.
So this Constitution?
Correct, yeah.
That is a 13.
All right, so you don't get the wind knocked out of you, but you are on the ground. As Parker turns, it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
So is he standing over me?
Yeah, so correct. Your head is kind of a foot, maybe a foot and a half away from the base of his legs.
Okay, can I push myself through his legs and then kick his knees out?
Ooh, nice. Roll me D20.
Oh, yes. That's a 19.
So Parker's got 19 plus his strength. You kick the back of his leg, and it does buckle a little bit, but he doesn't come to the ground.
Okay.
Yo, you can't beat this guy.
All right, so Parker decides to drop to his knees and then put all of his body weight up against you, holding his forearm, the blade of his forearm, to your throat. He does so. I'm going to need a strength check to see if you can wriggle free of that.
Oh, yes, that's a 20 not nat.
Nice. So you wriggle your way free, and what would you like to do now?
So he's on the ground now, eh?
Correct.
Okay, I put him in a half Nelson.
Roll me a d20.
15.
Yeah, so he's got a 16 plus. So
damn.
You try, but he just ends up flipping you over again onto your back. So now he's going to try and pin you to the ground once more with a 14 plus his strength, so 17.
That's a 8.
Okay,
8.
So he's got you pinned and holding you down. It's at this moment that the leader of this troop of initiates says, "Attention!" And everyone stands at attention, including Parker, who gets off you quite rapidly and then stands, hands behind his back, shoulders squared up, legs chest width apart, and you are on the ground. What would you like to do?
I stand up behind Parker.
Okay. So, Rogar Ragnak, you come in to a room full of the initiates. As you entered, the leader said, "Attention," and all of the men and women, the initiates of the Knights of the New Moon, are standing in front of you, shoulders squared and looking ready to actively listen or participate. What would you like to do?
Do I see Tyson?
Passively right now, no. There's, it's not like a crowd of people. They are trying to stand mostly in a line, although, many of them are kind of, closer to you or further from you. You're not spotting him right away immediately, but the leader of this troop comes over to you, Rogar, and says, "This is our youngest batch of initiates, all those who have passed the trials thus far."
Okay. I'll take a walk where they're all lined up and just go through each one of them.
Okay. So, roll me a d20, please.
That's a 15.
Alright, so you look over the initiates, and it seems like there's at least 1/4 of the initiates are female. The rest are male, and all ranging in terms of body type and race or ethnicity. It looks also like the one who stands out the most is certainly Tyson McKay, who is standing behind Parker, but his clothing is certainly indicative of the fact that it's him. Also, not many people are standing directly behind someone else, so it's kind of suspicious. Is there anyone in particular that you're looking for, like an archer, someone with a bow in hand, or more of a strong man?
Definitely one with a bow.
Okay.
Long range.
So, it looks like there is 3 bowmen currently. There's a woman with a bow, a short bow, and then a man with a short bow and a man with a long bow. The man with the long bow has a beard which is knotted and hair up in a man bun of sorts. Just keeps it out of the way while he's, firing arrows off. He looks like he's fairly strong, and he has a prominent scar along the left side of his temple.
Scar buddies.
Okay. The second man is much more thin and wiry. Doesn't look like he might not have the strength to pull back the tension on a full bow, right? So instead he uses a short bow. His eyes seem sallow and kind of deep, and he looks at you and doesn't seem like the courageous lion heart of the Knights of the New Moon, but rather kind of a stealthy individual. The woman, however, looks like almost Nordic in terms of her heritage. She's got long blonde hair and light armor. She's got 2 swords, one at each of her sides, they're both short swords, and of course the short bow.
Ooh, I like that. Ask her what her name is.
You walk up to the female and ask her what her name is. Her name is Isabel, and you may speak to her now if you wish.
Ask her what made her join the Knights of the New Moon.
Well, it was a tough decision, but honestly, the honor and purpose that they offered was the deciding factor.
Damn, she sounds hot.
She's a 10.
Ask her how she would be useful on the mission we're going on.
Well, I haven't been briefed on this mission yet, but I have many uses that come in handy in many different scenarios.
For example?
Prove it.
What a rugged interview process that you're For example, what's your work history?
I need references.
Okay, so you asked what specifically, what would Isabel be helpful with? Isabel, what would you like to say?
I'm a pretty good shot. I can hit a target, moving or standing still.
Ask her to prove it.
Okay, so Isabel, you're more than welcome to display your uncanny talent for archery.
Absolutely.
All right, so you can turn, and there's a target, which is wooden. It looks like it's like a scarecrow, like a dummy for shooting, and it's currently at a distance of 80 feet from you.
Okay. Got my short bow.
Correct.
How many? Like, do I have a quiver with me?
You do as well. Yeah, you
awesome.
got arrows.
I'm gonna notch one, draw it, and fire away at my target.
As he prepares to shoot, I use mold earth to move the target a bit.
Mold. So this is straight stone floors. Not. I don't know. Does mold earth work on stone?
It does.
Okay. Mold earth just means that you can shape the earth as you will. And then, how are you looking to do it? Are you looking to lift it up a cubic foot or drop it a cubic foot?
Well, so it's in the stone, right? Like it's
it's on like a tripod of sorts.
Oh, okay. Then I want to use one of the right or left legs to shift it so it tilts a little bit.
So tilt it to the side.
Yeah.
Okay. So tilting it to the side, I mean, you're going to get if it angles, I guess that would be 3/4 of a foot that it would angle to one side.
Yeah.
All right. So you've notched an arrow. You're ready to take your shot. Tyson McKay is also ready to fuck up that shot. So let's see your roll plus your dexterity, obviously range shot.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyson McKay, I mean, I'm going to require that you get a roll here in this one just to see how proficient you are at moving this earth.
Yeah, his timing's got to be pretty.
Yeah, my timing have to be perfect on this one.
This arrow flies fast.
What is a bow or the modern bows do 350 feet a second?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't bring my compact bow today. Perfect.
19. I don't know what to add to that.
I don't think you add anything to the mold earth. I think we're going to keep it at 19. I don't think we need to add anything. Maybe your spellcaster modifier, we'll see.
I think it was timing, wasn't it?
13. Okay. For my girl, Izzy.
So definitely would have been a shot had at the last minute the scarecrow or the target person move to the left, your left, and the arrow hits the stone wall behind it.
I was aiming dead center. If I missed a little to the side that he pushed, I'd be right on target from where I was aiming.
No. You aim for dead center.
Yeah.
The thing moves 3/4 of a foot to the left.
Well, I didn't hit a perfect shot. I would have been a little off center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still could have hit it.
And I'm saying the 13, in addition to the fact that it moved, does not warrant a shot hit.
God damn it, Izzy.
But it's a shot that hit the wall right where it would have been.
Perfect.
So everyone kind of looks around in confusion. And Tyson, are you keeping the mold earth in place or are you removing it?
I just leave it, and then I nudge the big guy, and I say, I thought she was supposed to be the best at that.
So he looks over to you, and then kind of with a furrowed brow, looks back over to the target, and the lieutenant or the commander of this little troop looks around and says, try the next one.
I notch another arrow and aim for Tyson.
Plus 200 experience points. Okay, so you're aiming for the next target, I assume?
Yes.
All right, roll it.
Okay, that's a 17.
Tyson, are we fucking around at the same time or no?
I won't even give him the opportunity. Give Izzy a chance.
All right, I'll let him have this one.
Okay, so you hit it dead on with a 17, and it's a much more impressive shot. I mean, everyone saw the target move, so no one's under the illusion that was a bad shot on your part. It's still off kilter. It looks like it's now leaning. It's the leaning tower of... Yeah,
my girl's deadly.
So, Rogar, you obviously just saw Isabel shoot, uninterrupted by underhanded spells.
Whereabouts did the arrow land on the body?
Yeah, it looked like it was right side ribcage.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Say nice shot.
Well, thank you. I've been practicing quite a bit.
Oh, okay. Are there any big boys like me in line?
Yeah, so there's definitely a very strong man standing beside Tyson McKay. His name is Parker.
Ooh, I'll go up to Parker.
Okay, so he stares straight forward, not meeting your gaze.
I ask what his name is.
Okay, so he says his name loud and proud. He says, Parker, sir.
What are you proficient with?
All martial forms of combat and hand-to-hand.
Like, he doesn't use a weapon or nothing?
Martial forms of combat would be like different kinds of weapons.
Oh, okay. Can I ask for like a demonstration of like his weapon he's most proficient with?
Alright, he picks up a it's not a very large sword, it's a long sword, and he wields it in two hands. He is bare-chested right now, so then he points the sword towards Tyson McKay, and he says, "Are you up for another round?"
I point to him and I say, "As soon as I get a weapon."
Okay, so someone unsheathes the longsword and then gestures it out towards you, the pommel facing you.
I grab it.
Okay. So it's
not what I'm used to, but
you're not used to doing actual work ever, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to request an initiative roll out of the both of you. Parker with 18.
That is a 15.
Okay. So 10 feet away, Parker makes two large sweeping steps towards you before cutting down towards you with a broad slash of his sword. You're going to roll a d20. What's your AC, Tyson McKay?
14.
Okay. So the broad slash narrowly misses you as you kind of jump back a tad.
Woohoo! I yell at Tyson and I say, I hope you could beat an initiate.
I cast Dissonant Whispers on him.
Okay, not swordplay here, just letting you know. This isn't going to be looked upon favorably, but nonetheless, you are more than capable. He's making a wisdom check.
Can I do it stealthily?
Dude, you're casting a spell on him. There's somatic and verbal components to this spell.
It's a whisper, though.
Sword fight.
It's called Dissonant Whispers. It doesn't mean you're whispering. It means there's whispers of songs in his head that are causing him pain.
Does you whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear?
And then under components, does it say verbal or somatic?
Verbal.
Okay. So you are whispering, like, or speaking, and he's hearing the whispers.
Fine.
I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm just saying people will notice.
No, I'll best him at his own game.
Okay.
I say,
do it.
Don't let me do magic. I swing for the leg, just go in for a tap.
Okay, roll me d20.
Fuck yeah. That's a 16.
Okay, so Parker, being proficient, has the ability to add to his AC to take the parry reaction.
Shit.
So he parries your blow towards his knee, and then instead runs his sword along the length of yours up towards your body to do a nick at your chest. With a 16 plus 2, he has an 18, which I believe means he nicks your chest. A small amount of blood is drawn, but it's very, very minor, Tyson. Okay. What would you like to do?
I touch the blood. And I look at it, and then I angrily strike at him.
Okay. Kind of like it's Megamind. Alright, now we have some banter. I don't really know where to go with that.
That's an 18.
Okay. So you're able to tap him on the shoulder, drawing a small amount of blood.
Oh, come on. This guy's broad chest. Gotta be like an 18 AC right off the bat.
He's not wearing any armor.
No, I know, but he's like
He's shirtless.
big.
So, having nicked him back, Tyson McKay, Parker is pissed. And he goes for a feint on the left side, followed by a swoop on the right, with a 14, 15, 17. With a 17, he absolutely taps you again, my friend.
Damn it. How many taps do we win?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 is good.
Death.
Thanks.
Yeah, this
Thanks, ref.
Death fight. We have ourselves a death fight.
So his arms outstretched right now?
Well, he feinted and then broad swept to the right, so his sword is back toward, like, on his left side. He's going to come in for another blow from the left this time, right?
Okay. I try and strike him on the side that's open right now.
Ooh, nice. Roll me d20.
That's a 15?
Okay, so using the parry reaction, adding 3 to his AC, he is able to knock your sword away.
Many times.
Yeah, the reaction once per round, right? So he can call a reaction, which means essentially every time you attack, if your attack beats his AC, but he can parry it and beat it, he will.
God damn.
Oh, we're definitely picking this guy.
His third attack, unfortunately, misses by a wide margin.
Swinging wildly. Get in a hand.
Like a bull.
I go to strike for his kneecap this time.
Roll me d20.
Alright, 18 again.
Alright, nice. So you tap his kneecap, drawing a small amount of blood. This is it. This is the final. We're up to the instant death, I guess, supposedly.
Instant death.
He's got 2 marks. Parker goes in for his last and final shot with a nat 20.
Damn,
Cuts his head off.
He pokes you right in the soft part of the upper belly.
Ah!
He's a recovering mother.
I see the light.
Okay, so Tyson McKay playing it up for the crowd. Everyone claps respectfully for the victor. Not so much shaming the loser, right? But I mean, it's a good sparring match, and Tyson McKay
pretty well.
looked like he had it in him, which is good. An underdog story, a Cinderella story, if there ever was one. And Rogar, you've now seen Parker's fighting ability with a sword. Although you know Tyson McKay, so whether that was impressive or not is up to you.
That might make it less impressive.
I'll take Parker as my initiate.
Like, I'll take the bloody mother farter.
Yeah. Alright, so Parker puts his hand over his chest, bows halfway, and says, "It would be an honor, Rogar Ragnar."
Alright, I tell him to rise, and I say,
Was he bowing?
we'll get you briefed on the,
Yeah, was he bowing even?
He did a half bow with his hand across his chest. Yeah. It would have been way funnier if you said, "Rise, Lord Vader."
Alright, I'll tell him to get up and we'll brief him on the mission and go from there.
Wiping the blood off of his sword and putting it back on the rack, he follows you. Isabel, obviously looking super disappointed, didn't get picked.
Well, there's always next year.
Story of my freaking life. And Tyson McKay is currently on the ground complaining of being on death's doorstep. But such is not the case, as the 3 small nicks hardly did any damage at all. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a good time, if any, for us to leave it for the day. So far, Rogar Ragnak has taken on a quest for the Knights of the New Moon to help out this small logging town of Traverse from a missing child epidemic that they have going on there. Tyson McKay impersonated Rogar and, committed identity theft. Upon being discovered, ran rampantly through the halls of the Knights of the New Moon until he came across a bunch of initiates, challenging them to unarmed combat and then later to trial by swords. He is now dying in a pool of his own blood on the ground.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Identity theft.
Millions of families are affected every year.
Millions of people. Good stuff. Any questions from our players? Questions, comments, concerns?
Will we ever see Izzy again?
Probably.
Oh, sick.
No. He's the first person I kill as I'm leaving.
Well then.
You're in too weak a state to kill anyone, Tyson. Well, if that's all, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to sign off by saying check out our sponsor, Die Hard Dice, for really cool metal polymer sets and trays. You can use the discount code Dicey D20 for a cool 15% off your first purchase, which is awesome. So go ahead and check them on out.
I think it's time for a roll of the day from our Die Hard Dice. Let's see. That's a 19. Where was that?
Bit we're doing called Roll of the Day. They roll really well, man. I hardly ever see ones. I see a lot of 20s on these guys.
I've rolled a few ones in my day.
Fair enough. Well, that's all from me, so thank you so much for listening. Whether it was morning, evening, noon, or night, I just want to say thanks so much for listening to Dicey D20. This is your DM signing out.
This is your identity thief, Rogar Ragnak, signing out.
This is Izzy signing off.
Stop, Izzy.